Hey there on ESPN's YouTube channel, Sal Paolantonio, Ben Baby, Jamison, Hensley, and here we go with the NFL Nation Notebook here in Cincinnati after the Bengals win their second straight division title, beat the Bengals, and I got to start with you, Ben. What is your biggest takeaway after this game?
The biggest takeaway is the Bengals still leave a little yet to be desired, but you look at this team, they closed the regular season winning 12 of their last 14. They know that the offensive consistency has to be better, but this feels like a team that could go back to the Super Bowl if they play well.
Oh, there's a bold prediction. How about that, Jamison?
Exactly.
What is your
right.
big takeaway?
It was a Ravens team, and talking to these players in the locker room, that they rested 4 starters, didn't have their top 2 quarterbacks, and they didn't get blown out. They felt like they were in this game, and that gives them confidence going into the playoffs. Obviously, the big question is whether Lamar Jackson will be on this
All right,
field.
let's get an answer. Here we go. The beat guy.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that we asked every single player in that locker room, do you feel Lamar Jackson will be there? And they're like, we don't know, but we've seen Lamar Jackson. We've seen him around the facility. We see how hard he's working out. But their focus is on the Bengals, not Lamar being there. But obviously, it's a game changer if he is.
Yeah, I think the bottom line for me was the Bengals in the 2 straight games that I've seen them at New England and here, their offense kind of fell asleep in the second half. And they don't have the balance on offense. They're just not calling enough run plays, not getting volume or production in the running game, Ben.
Yeah, you know, and I've spoke to the running backs, Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine, about that, and to this Bengals coaching staff. They feel like when the efficiency is needed, it's there. And the running backs feel like if they're called in neutral situations and when the game is on the line, they feel like they can run the ball well. That remains to be seen. And with the offensive line potentially gaining another injury in right guard Alex Kappa, they will need to find that balance and find good pass protection. Otherwise, this could be a short trip for them in the postseason.
Oh, another bold prediction from Ben Baby. Back to back. There we go. You know, I spoke to Joe Burrow after the game and Jesse Bates, and they were savoring the victory, understanding that they just finished a long, torturous, emotional week. Both sides, really. Both teams did. And now they've gotten that out of the way. You know, they're getting better news from Damar Hamlin in Buffalo. So these 2 football teams can really focus on getting a win in the first round in the playoffs. In your view, what do the Ravens have to do in order to get a win coming back here next weekend?
They have to have something for their offense, because when Lamar Jackson's been out, this defense has carried this team. And even today, I mean, you look at the scoreboard and you see the points scored, but most of that, one was a defensive touchdown by the Bengals. The other couple were on short fields off of turnovers. This is a confident bunch as far as defense. Offensively, that's where they have struggled. They have not been able to score any points with Lamar Jackson being out. Now I think in 5 games they're averaging less than 14 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to get it done in the playoffs, and they know that. And so they have to get something, big plays, efficiency in the red zone. If they don't get that in the playoffs, they're not going very far.
You know, one guy said to me in the organization, we got to have 8. We got to have number 8.
Right.
We got to have number 8. But, you know, if they have Huntley back, and I think the reason why they didn't play Huntley in this game is because they don't really know where they're going to have Jackson back here next week. And they've got to rest a tendonitis in his right shoulder and risk further injury in this game. So I think that's the reason why Huntley didn't play. Andrews, it was just rest. Yeah. J.K. Dobbins could have played in this game. Clearly, it was just rest. So, you know, they were playing it to win only up to a point, or else, you know, they didn't really want to get Huntley hurt.
No, this
was the bottom line.
They were playing the long game here. I mean, they were hopeful with the guys they had out there they could be competitive and maybe steal a victory here. But they knew their best chances as far as getting into advancing in the playoffs is having these guys rested and having a J.K. Dobbins, who has been on a tear over the past 4 games, but he's not at full strength. Mark Andrews has been banged up throughout the year. He's not at full strength. They know if they give these guys a break, that makes their best chance, whoever they were going to play in the first round. And I think deep down that the Ravens like this matchup against the Bengals.
Why does Joe Burrow say, I have to play better? In my view, the ball's coming out good. He's just not as accurate as he was all year long.
Yeah, you know, he was very open about admitting that some of the throws that he normally makes, he did not make. I think T. Higgins, you know, we spoke to him after an emotional week for him. He said that there's a couple balls that he would have liked to have caught. One of them would have been a touchdown in this game. But regardless, we talk about the opponents and kind of how the Bengals have closed the season and, why, I'm not giving the greatest takes here, but I think it's because this Bengals team, they are much better than they were a year ago. And let's face it, these last 3 games, they have not gotten a great challenge. They had a mediocre Tampa Bay team, a Patriots team that ultimately missed the playoffs, and then a Baltimore team that, like y'all said, did not really play to win. And I think I want to see what they look like when they have a team that is up to their caliber. We may not get it in the wild card game, but I feel like this team knows what it's capable of, and they need to be tested.
Prediction. I've been around the Ravens a lot. So is Jamison. They will get a fight next week from the Ravens here. They will get a big-time fight. I think the Ravens realize, as Jamison said, they rested 4 starters. They didn't have their starting quarterback. There was a lot of emotion swirling around. I think the Ravens will come in looking for a fight. They'll be in the hunt. This will be a tough game next week between the Ravens and the Bengals. 2 of the best in the business, Ben and Jamison. Thanks for watching us on ESPN's YouTube channel, and we'll see you next week.